Hey everyone, Cool Kid here. You'll have to pardon the unusual setup, but this is quite a different video. While many of you watching are no doubt familiar with the in-game experience of Warframe, there have been many facets of the Warframe world that have only been shown through its several ARGs. An ARG, or alternate reality game, is an experience that blurs the line between our world and the world of fiction, often involving a collaborative community effort to solve puzzles and chase clues. Warframe has had 3 ARGs thus far, corresponding with the updates Fortuna, Angels of the Zariman, and Warframe 1999. All of these ARGs are very special in their own way, but today's video is going to be about the only one you can still actually play, Seek the Signal, the ARG project for 1999. Now, before we go any further, I highly recommend you go and play this ARG yourself. I'm going to leave a document in the description with all of the resources you need to play, along with an outline of what steps you need to do when in order to complete the ARG, as well as a cheat sheet for if you get stuck. This game is such a cool experience if you go in blind, and I strongly encourage you to do so. If you'd prefer to tuck in and explore the mystery hidden in Hulvania with me, however, then don't go anywhere. I do want to mention though, originally the ARG was given to us in pieces, so I'm going to be showing you the game as it was originally revealed to players. If you play the game yourself now, it'll look a little bit different, so I wanted to make that clear. Many people helped to bring this project to life, and while I will save most of the credits for the end, I do want to give a huge thank you to Grey Archon of the Orokin Archive and Orpheus Deluxe of the ARG Discord. Their respective write-ups are the primary sources I used for this video, and it would not exist without them. I also want to thank everyone who contributed to solving the ARG, both on the official Warframe Discord and the ARG Discord. We only made it this far because of all of you. I won't verbally credit the individuals who solved each step for pacing reasons, but I will show their names in the corner whenever I explain the solution for a given step. Also, huge thank you to all of my friends who lent their voices for this video, it really helped bring things to life. Alright, without further ado, let's begin our search for the signal. Our first introduction to the story came on July 11th of 2024, with a peculiar tweet from the official Warframe Twitter account. The tweet reads as follows. Please make way for any specially marked VIPs and their escorts. Personnel such as military advisors, politicians, scientists, and authorized entertainers have the right of way at all stops. Their punctuality is a matter of state safety. Attached to the tweet is a video that takes place in the Hulvania City Metro, featuring tech-rot roars and spores as the camera zooms in on a poster of Albrecht Entrati. Written on the poster in Hulvanian text is the word "believe." The formatting of the text seems to imply that the tweet itself is an intercom message playing in the subway network. Future Twitter posts will follow this format, and our primary point of contact for clues from here on out will be the Warframe Twitter account. At the bottom of this tweet is a link, and while it redirects now, the original destination it went to was a page titled Suspicious Correspondence Flagged for Review. This page appears to be the interface of a Palm 2 computer, even featuring Albrecht's eye logo and ASCII art. At the time, the page only housed one document, Entrati.kin.
Intercepted from unregistered PC at Data Corrupted. Priority level 15%. Session started on 1999 at 16:47:38.
Did you guys hear about this doctor guy? Here. He's like this super scientist or whatever. I heard he's got a cure.
Who are we talking about?
Dr. Friday. No, you mean Dr. Entrati. How have you not heard of him? He's all over the net. Aren't they the same guy? Well, not really all over. But if you know where to look... Whoa! You take that pic yourself? You met him in person?
Lamau, posers, don't act like you guys know something special.
You brought it up, dude.
Session ended on 1999 at 17:03:13.
We're given 2 options while this document is open. Q to quit, which closes the document, and H for help, which displays the following message. Dave, I told you to fill out the text for this help section 2 weeks ago. Don't forget again before we ship. We're military contractors, for soul's sake. Show a little professionalism. For the time being, this was all we had to work with. Fortunately, that would change pretty shortly, as 2 days later on July 13th, we received our next tweet. Working late on that big project? Stuck behind the cordon after curfew? Maybe you just need a delicious meal for the kids. Whatever the case, there's no better place than Big Bytes Pizza. Load some cheese and process our pepperoni today. This tweet's video was similar to the last one, but this time showing a poster of Zeke from On-Lyne posing with a Big Bites pizza. The link to the suspicious correspondence page appeared at the bottom of this tweet too, and clicking on it revealed that a new document had been added. MIA.kin.
Intercepted from unregistered PC at Data Corrupted. Priority level 23%. Session started on 1999 at 03/28/07.
Holy crap, guys, did you just hear that? It was like an actual roar, but like weird. I don't know. Weird.
How should we know? It's not like we know where you live.
I think it came from under the street, like in the sewer or something. You must have heard it.
Just logging on now. I have heard it too, folks.
Oh, Lua, something is seriously wrong around here.
It was so loud. I'm gonna go check it out. I'll try to take a picture.
Dude, what? Are you crazy?
That's a terrible idea.
You still there, LB?
This isn't funny.
Hello?
This message has been deleted on the authority of Scaldra according to Section 21.c of the Emergency Powers Information Access Act. Thank you for your cooperation.
What in soul's name is that?
Session ended on 1999 at 05/42/59.
Just like last time, we got another tweet 2 days later on July 15th. This one shows an advertisement for the Mark III Atomocycle, along with the following text. When speed is all you need, the new 1999 ZeVila Mark III Atomocycle is your one true escape. Take to the streets like a phantom and slip into a world of streaking lights and quiet shadow entirely your own. Only the best, only from ZeVila. Following the link back to the site, we find a third document, Barricade.kin.
Intercepted from unregistered PC at Data Digesting. Priority level 53%. Session started on 1999 at 06/56/15.
This place is totally dead right now.
That's not funny.
What? There is nothing to do. I can't even rent a movie. All the good stuff is totally cleaned out.
Don't know what you expect when everybody's trying to get out of town right now. Everybody who isn't trapped inside.
What's that supposed to mean?
They're stopping people from crossing the bridges now. Both ways.
Be serious.
It's true. Those new guys with the nasty green stuff aren't messing around either. I saw somebody try to slide their Tommy through the tunnel traffic and one of their big dudes just clotheslined them right off.
Off their bike?
With his bare hands.
Now who's joking around?
Maybe they're the ones who took Letterbomb.
Oh, crap, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking.
Session ended on 1999 at 07/20/42.
2 days later, on July 17th, we'd receive another tweet, this time showing a Scaldra recruitment poster. The text on the poster translates to, "Suffer not the rat." The video was accompanied by the following text. Did you know our brave warriors in Scaldra protecting us at home employ the reliable AX-52 assault rifle? This adaptable peacekeeping tool is already used to keep you safe every day. This was another true fact. As you'd expect, waiting for us on the suspicious correspondence page was another new document, Questions.kin.
Intercepted from unregistered PC at priority level 75%. Session started on 1999 at 18/03/20.
Hey, Letterbomb, you there?
Still nothing.
Figured it was worth a shot. Gotta keep trying something.
This can't be real. It's like a marketing thing.
How is this a marketing thing?
Like a movie thing. Like an ad for that new horror movie.
I heard whatever LB heard, Audie.
You don't know it was the same thing.
There were more of those Scaldra guys with their guns in my neighborhood the next day.
This user has been suspended on the authority of Scaldra according to Section 21.c of the Emergency Powers Information Access Act. Thank you for your cooperation.
Well, that's new.
Hey everybody. I'm hoping you can maybe help me find my sister. I know that she used chat rooms for local residents like this one. Have any of you had contact with the person in this photograph?
Oh, hey, yeah. I know this person super well, actually.
Come on, do not feed the trolls.
How do you know this person?
We used to date.
You did? Do you remember the last time you saw them? Can you provide details as to a specific time and location?
I don't think so. See, I'm a famous supermodel, and I really need to keep my privacy, or the paparazzi just won't stop harassing me. I told them we had to break up for their own safety. It was really heartbreaking stuff.
We didn't see anything, but we'll be sure to let you know if we do, officer.
I gotta go. I can't deal with this right now.
Session ended on 1999 at 18:25:51.
After 2 more days, on July 19th, we'd receive our final Metro System tweet, this time focusing on some kind of Scaldra medical notice. The text on this poster translates to "scour the rat." The tweet reads as follows. As a reminder, please have a valid form of identification and your printed medical history ready to present at all Scaldra checkpoints. An officer will be available to assist you. Your purification is a matter of state safety. This tweet heralded the addition of one final document to the suspicious correspondence page, Breach.kin.
Intercepted from unregistered PC at priority level. Session started on 1999 at 00:03:13.
The whole bottom floor of my building got taken today.
Oh, soul.
Oh,
Guess we really do know what happened to Letterbomb now. They're not even trying to hide it anymore.
Starting to think we should get out of here.
Obviously.
obviously.
Especially with Scaldra reading your messages.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I didn't see anybody new enter the chat. I can't kick them.
Hacker. Very, very uncool.
Who are you?
The person in the photo. Maybe the one you got, or another just like it. Staring back at a dozen other groups, just like this one. You need help. Sooner or later, they will resent you for that. And my money is on sooner, since they are already watching you. But I'm watching them.
Oh, I do not like this.
Me neither.
That's good. Stay paranoid. Keeps you smart. You always have options. Think them over. You're circling the drain, slipping downward into the ooze like so many others. But I'm saying that you can always crawl back up instead. Stop hiding. Start seeking. There are people who can help pull you up.
What do you have in mind?
I'm listening.
Session ended on 1999 at
With this prologue to the ARG finished, it seems we're given some basic information about the early days of the outbreak. Citizens aren't entirely aware of the nature of the tech rot, with Scaldra suppressing information and abducting those who don't comply. The user Letterbomb was one such whistleblower whisked away for sharing a photo of a tech rot organism. The initial outbreak leads to a full-on quarantine, placing the citizenry under the thumb of military dictatorship. Eventually, a character we recognize, Owie, makes contact with the group that we've been following, seemingly inspiring them to seek her in the hex out. Those of you who have had your eyes on the dates may have noticed that this final page update was one day before a major event, Tennocon 2024. This event gave us loads of information about the 1999 update itself, but those who were playing the ARG were left with a lot of new content too. On the Warframe website, several 1999 tie-in pages appeared. The #1 online fan site, the ZeVila Motor Company site, and the classified Protoframe Dossiers. Let's take a look at each of these pages and see what information they house. First up, the online fan site. This page shows portraits of each of the 5 On-Lyne members, along with a music player in the top right containing On-Lyne's hit single, Party of Your Lifetime. Below the music player, and further still below the On-Lyne logo, we have a brief text description for the website.
Welcome to the world's #1 online fan site. Read about the entire band, including the athletic all-star Hard Drive, stylish Zeke, strong but sensitive Drill Bit, tech quiz Packet, and musical genius DJ Rom. Latest update. On-Lyne has a super secret show came up on the new Holvanian Stadium. And yours truly got tickets. It's gonna be out of this world. If you love the boys as much as I do, you'll love this site. Don't forget to bookmark this page.
Scrolling down a bit more, we can see this site is owned by a Rebecca F. Huh, wonder who that could be. If we scroll back up, we can click on each of the On-Lyne band member cards, which changes the text on the right side of the page to a description of that band member along with a quote. Going from left to right and top to bottom, let's start with the sporty one, Hard Drive.
I'm not the type of person you should put on speakerphone. Hard Drive is strong, but sensitive. He really knows how to treat a girl and make her feel like she's the only one in the world. He's always positive and focused on the bright side of life, and that's important, because whenever things get tough, there's always time to party. Hard Drive tells it as it is, and isn't afraid to speak his mind. Don't let the muscles and tough guy act fool you, though. He's more of a cuddly teddy bear than a ferocious grizzly.
Before we move on, I want to point out a little secret. If you click on a portrait while it's already open, the image will take on a data moshing effect, with the background filling up with tech rot. This also changes the description of the band member to something far more unpleasant.
Hard Drive is... He really knows how to... like she's the only one in the world. He's always... side of life, and that's important, because whenever things get tough, there's always time to... Hard Drive...
Next up, let's look at the band's de facto leader, Zeke.
Never follow the trend. Set your own. Zeke never thinks about himself. He's all about the fans, and even though On-Lyne is the biggest thing in the entire world right now, he always stays humble. Zeke is real, like the kind of guy you could tell your secrets to. He doesn't focus on the differences in people and believes that everyone deserves the same level of respect. He can be a bit superficial, but is that a bad thing? Zeke has sex appeal because he knows how to wear sexy clothes. The other members of the band, especially Drill Bit, might be a bit J-E-A-L-O-U-S.
That's too normal. Let's click it again.
Zeke
hungers to unmake himself. He is of his parasites and will make efficient use of their soft-born components. Zeke is me and I am Zeke.
He believes that everyone deserves the same level of respect.
Because our nutritional value is the same.
Is that a bad thing? Zeke has sex appeal because he knows how to wear
Left-skinned.
The other members of the band might be a bit...
We are one.
Moving on, we've got the emotionally sensitive smooth talker, Drill Bit.
Every artist is also a powerful heartbeat. Drill Bit gets to the heart of the other bandmates. He knows just how to say what the other boys are thinking, even if they don't know themselves. Sometimes it feels like he speaks directly to the fans. He's highly intelligent, and his voice is calm and reassuring. You might think he already knows everything about you.
Okay, now for the corrupted version.
Drill Bit
Force it to the beating heart
of the other...
us.
He knows just how to say what the other boys are thinking, even if...
Their brains have atrophied.
Sometimes it feels like he's
Regurgitates
directly to the...
parasites. His brain is large and juicy, and his larynx is tender sweet.
You might think...
He foretells your embrace of us.
Moving down now, we've got the crew's youngest member, Packet.
Don't hate the hacker, hate the code. Sometimes it's tough being the youngest, but Packet knows how to hold his own. He might get flustered on camera when he's nervous, but that just makes him cuter. He's into hacking and computers and stuff like that, which is pretty crazy for someone his age. He's a total nerd and super smart too. Packet keeps the peace between the boys, and it's hard not to sympathize with him. He hates aggressive journalists and wishes that everyone can just get along.
I'm not looking forward to this one, but let's click it again.
Sometimes it's tough,
Big white flesh.
but Packet knows how to hold his own.
He might look blood-like.
On camera when he's nervous, but that just...
He's ravenous.
He's into and stuff like that, which is pretty crazy for
Someone so fresh.
he's a total nerd.
His brain has holds new useful tactics.
hacking,
Sense the dissenting voices within.
and it's hard not to
Embrace symbiosis.
with him. He
The
hates
selfless
and wishes that everyone could just
grow by orders of magnitude.
Lastly, we've got the musical juggernaut known as DJ ROM.
give people more than what they want. Give them their dreams. DJ Rum always stays true to himself and never tries to change who he is or how he acts around others. The rest of the boys are special and unique in their own way. There's no denying that DJ is the group's ultimate maestro. He's quiet and soft-spoken, but has really big ideas. He loves his family and hometown, but yearns for something more. He always wants to make them proud. Whenever the band has a new hit that makes people go crazy, you can hear DJ Rum's signature touch all over it.
And for one final time, let's see what DJ ROM has in store for us.
DJ Rum always stays true to and never tries to change it. The rest of the boys are in their own way. There's no denying that DJ
Incubates our dissonance.
he's
Silent and versatile and furnishes our contagion. The gifts of his progenitors humble him, but he yearns to pass on their superiorities. He honors them with pieties and servitude whenever the band is digesting.
you can hear DJ Rum's
Palpitations reverberate.
Okay, for the time being, that's all we've got for the fan site. Good thing, too. This place is making me really uncomfortable. It seems all this site really tells us is a bit of info about the boys, as well as the infestation that's taken root within them. Let's move on to our next page, the ZeVila Motor Company. This page shows us the Atomocycle in all its glory, with 4 paint schemes that it slowly cycles through. All across this banner, we can see several strange golden sketches, which is interesting. Scrolling down, we find the page to be absolutely covered in sticky notes. These notes can be picked up with the mouse and dragged around, and you can even rotate them with the scroll wheel. It seems like these notes were left by someone to directly respond to much of the marketing language on the site, with pieces of text highlighted green to show what each sticky note is actually responding to. Let's clear these out of the way real quick so we can read the site's hook. The 1999 Mark III has arrived. The 1999 Mark III represents a pinnacle step in the evolution of the Atomocycle sports bike, born from ZeVila's wealth of real-world experience, marrying proven knowledge with cutting-edge technology, all the way from the racetrack to the production line.
I think not. I wouldn't be reading this drivel if that were even half true.
With the new 99, the Atomocycle project has been reimagined and redefined like never before, improving markedly in all areas: aerodynamics, ergonomics, engine, chassis, and electronics.
Starting point. Adjust the tech benevolently and see what can be done.
The result is a stellar new form that performs as well on the track as it does drifting through the city, more intuitively and with significantly less fatigue for operators. A must-feel for both pro riders and amateurs alike.
Skill level will not matter. Anyone must be able to operate.
Scrolling down further, we can find 5 buttons for the aforementioned sections: aerodynamics, ergonomics, engine, chassis, and electronics, along with the expected sticky notes. Let's read through each of these sections now. Aerodynamics. The first thing you'll notice about the Atomocycle 99 is its appearance. ZeVila engineers concentrated especially on the fairing, which now integrates thinner, double-profile wings to guarantee the same vertical load up to 37 kilograms at 300 kilometers per hour. If you look lower along the new fairing, you'll notice redesigned extraction sockets which greatly improve cooling and, ultimately, also engine efficiency.
Aesthetics. Less of a priority than usual. Engine efficiency equals everything.
For better performance on racetrack days when you need it most, look no further. Ergonomics. The feel and handling of the Atomocycle has always been paramount during its development. Successes with the 99 model include improved control during racetrack sessions and more explosive performance during both single-lap and heavy-use runs.
How heavy use? They pursue with a boundless energy already.
Crafted with a new shape and fit area, the fuel tank now has 1 liter more capacity and allows riders of all shapes and sizes to better anchor themselves during braking.
Bound by physical limitations or budgetary considerations. Increase massively if the latter.
the new design also integrates the rider into a more aerodynamic and more comfortable position within the bike's form. Contact area with the handlebars has been improved, while the saddle now offers a more horizontal plane and includes an additional coating for easier dismounts, while reducing physical tendencies to shift forward during braking.
Combat aim lost. They will appreciate this. Adjust the seat mount angle for easier dismount while operating.
Engine. Deep within the heart of the latest Atomocycle beats the Mark III, a Hulvania TT-derived powertrain featuring our most advanced improvements yet. Feel the thrill of the ride as soon as you hit the throttle, wherever in Hulvania your journey takes you. Delivering 220 horsepower at over 12,500 RPM, the Mark III also delivers a torque of 90.6 pound-foot at 11,000 RPM.
Exposed to void energy for a simple augment.
Experience a lengthening of the gear ratio while in first, second, and third gears for a more authentic racing feel. With the Atomocycle's new gearbox, you can confidently enter tighter corners in first gear while enjoying more responsive braking and faster acceleration out of them. Chassis. The swing arm pivot of the Atomocycle 99 is located 4 mm higher than on the 1998 model, increasing its latent anti-squat effect and allowing for better stabilization during open throttle phases of your journey, including unexpected direction changes and straightaway acceleration.
Fix swing arm pivot 1.5 mm higher.
The fixed and non-adjustable positioning of the pivot offers a suspension that feels much more secure and satisfying. The standard version of the Atomocycle 99 features 43 mm diameter fork pistons, an updated steering damper, and fully adjustable monoshock and cast aluminum rims with a commanding 5-spoke design. The monoblock front-mounted brake calipers feature 4 30mm diameter pistons, each working on 330mm diameter discs, ensuring the most exceptional stopping power when you need it most.
Increase caliper size times 0.0125%. Stopping power will be as important as stopping power.
The rear axle sports a single 245mm disc with a 2-piston caliper. Electronics. Enjoy the latest generation electronics package with a sophisticated new platform that detects your bike's roll, yaw, and pitch angles.
Implement gyroscopic reading for advanced bike positioning analytics.
The internal computer controls all of the bike's riding phases, whose parameters are connected by default to the 4 riding modes available: Standard, Race, Sport, and Street. The Atomocycle's functions are managed via intuitive physical controls, and key metrics are displayed on a cutting-edge, multicolor LCD display.
Surely, we can find something better.
Now that we're through each of these, I want to point out that the sticky notes seem to be left by Albrecht Entrati himself. The knowledge of void energy and talk of modifying the tech benevolently seem very in character for him. If this is Albrecht, holy shit is he a hater. The attached notes also imply that Albrecht is sticking his fingers into ZeVila's Atomocycle program to make it more combat ready for the Protoframes in particular. If we scroll down to the bottom of the page, we find the copyright to ZeVila Motors, but we can also find a very interesting footer. The highly sensitive documents used to create this site were stolen by Spark. Who is Spark? I guess we'll have to shelve that for now. Let's move on to the final site, the Protoframe Dossiers. This page appears to show Albrecht's desk, with books strewn about and various esoteric doodles scratched into the wood. Across this desk, we can find pictures of each of the 6 Hex members: Letty, Amir, Arthur, Aoi, Eleanor, and Quincy. Clicking on any of these pictures will reveal a small document about the Protoframe, along with these gray blocks up at the top. The document contains their name, nickname, team role, characteristics/habits, reputation, and special notes. If we scroll down to the bottom of the page, we see the following. This classified Protoframe dossier is the intellectual property of Albrecht Entrati. Okay, so this is his site for sure, though it's not clear how we have access to it. Let's read through these dossiers and see what they contain.
Leticia Garcia. Codename Belladonna. Match confirmed. Team role: medic and strategist. Characteristics and habits: observable paranoia, often seen surveying, cracking knuckles, cricking neck. Reputation. An unflinching realist, far less occupied with personal problems than the others. Skilled as a medic, but struggles to connect with them emotionally. Special notes. Appears to be nurturing a colony of rats. Has named several of them. Amir Beckett. Codename Jitter. Match confirmed. Team role. Technician. Electronics specialist. Characteristics and habits. Often jiggling a leg or tapping a knee. Plays handheld video games. Checks watch obsessively. Arcs electricity between his fingertips like a cat's cradle. Reputation. Reckless, fickle, and extremely unreliable. Either a liability or a lucky rabbit's foot. We shall see. Special notes. Known to avoid the use of vehicles in favor of running. Enters occasional states of extreme focus. Author Nightingale. Codename Broadsword. Match confirmed. Team role. Leader and combat coordinator. Characteristics and habits. Highly disciplined, professionally trained. Curiously, no known personal relationships beyond the others. Reputation. Volatility. Proven leadership. Demonstrated successfulness. Competent field command, yet regarded as a loose cannon. Special notes. Exceptionally loyal to a sister, despite their clashes. They may prove problematic for group cohesion. Aoi Moriyoshi. Codename Chopper. Match confirmed. Team role. Second in command. Crowd control. Characteristics and habits. Bouncing on her heels. Levitating. Folding metal like origami. Animating twisted metal marionettes. And making them dance. Reputation. The heart to Arthur's head. A matriarchal figure to the group. Protective, but with all of the violent ferocity that can sometimes entail. Special notes. Expert bike mechanic. Eleanor Nightingale. Codename Salem. Match confirmed. Team role. Psychonaut. Stealth and communications. Distraction runner. Psychological warfare monger. Characteristics and habits. Possesses an impeccable memory. Spiritually receptive, but interacts better telepathically than physically. Reputation. In a word, intimidating. Comrades wary of both telepathy and additional mutations. Spiritual insight may be of use. Watch this one. Special notes. Technocyte presence more pronounced than others. Quincy Isaacs. Codename Stepper. Match confirmed. Team role. Ranged fire support. Sharpshooter. Characteristics and habits. Cocky, often places bets on his own shots. Hand and trigger finger, often observed flexing involuntarily, reputation, arrogance, sense of superiority is tolerated due to his impressive skills and sense of duty, would be a leader with more self-awareness. Special notes: expert gunsmith and ballistics specialist.
Beyond those descriptions, there isn't really much to this page. What's up with those gray blocks, though? I suppose we'll have to revisit it. After these 3 pages were published to the main Warframe website, we didn't get much in the way of game progress for quite a while. We did receive the Lotus Eaters update in August, which gave us the Arthur's Kind page item. It won't do much for us now, and it has no impact on the game today, but it was used to give hints in the later stages of the ARG. Aside from that though, it was radio silence up until October 25th, where we were treated to Devstream 182. As the Devstream was wrapping up, the normal outro was interrupted by this.
Well, not so much for the end of the year.
Yeah. Oh, come on. We're going to be working on Warframe too.
Jeff.
Yeah. Jeff has already been stolen.
Download your best cyber. There's nothing like a war sector. Don't worry. Just before Equipment Streams, Halvania's #1 video game company. A whole lot more. Bytes. Why not war sector? Defend the galaxy from Trippy for coming back. What? Using state-of-the-art technology. War sector coming winter 2000.
From Digital Extremes.
This small signal hijacking is interesting for a whole host of reasons, namely the reveal that Digital Extremes is also an in-universe company making a game called War Sector. It also briefly showed what looks like a URL with the majority of its characters replaced by question marks. Considering that this URL is placed right over a picture of Albrecht's face, it didn't take long for the community to determine what the question marks were hiding. www.Entrati.kin. Going to this URL, we see Albrecht's iconic eye logo accompanied by the text, "We end as we began," along with a button saying, "Begin." If we look at our browser tab, we can see that it's now named Seek the Signal. Finally, after all of this setup and prelude, we can dive into the actual proper ARG. Welcome to DEOS. There's a lot going on here, so let's familiarize ourselves with things. The first thing you'll notice is that the suspicious correspondence files are all here on our desktop. When I mentioned earlier that the links in the tweets redirect now, this is where they redirect to. I do want to point out that, while the contents of the chat logs themselves are unchanged, the help page from earlier has been updated. That's concerning. We also have a .zip file called oubliette, and if we click on it, we receive a message telling us that our organization has encrypted the file. Moving down to the taskbar, let's click first on this gear and axle icon. This opens a program called Settings.app, which, unsurprisingly, contains some settings. We've got the current time, a volume slider for the sound effects that play on the site, and a list of languages to choose from. We've also got 3 wallpapers and 3 screensavers to choose from, too. As a fun little Easter egg, if you select the Ollie's Crash Course wallpaper multiple times, it'll make him say his catchphrase.
My moves are so hot, they have their own fans.
Next up, we seem to have a notification. Clicking on this mail icon opens a program called Yapper.app, which contains an email from ads@bigbitespizza.com. The email reads as follows. Subject, what's your favorite pizza topping? Try our limited-time pizza experience, the Devil's Bargain, a new creation topped with classic pepperoni, nutritious imitation bacon, our signature nacho cheese, buttery edamame, funky anchovies, fresh-caught prawn, toasted parmesan, fragrant limburger, and crisp endives. Did you think we were done? No way, bro. Finish it off with dill, unagi, and hot sauce for a pie we guarantee you will never forget. Reply with your favorite style of topping for a chance to win. We have the option to reply in the top right of the Yapper window, which lets us type a response. Submitting the reply closes the Yapper window, but nothing else happens. We'll probably need to respond with something specific for this to net us any results, so let's move on for now. Clicking on this magnifying glass opens a web browser called On-Lyne.app, which, after a lengthy startup sequence, takes us to a search engine called Askloid. Clicking on the search bar reveals a few search suggestions, with the first 3 linking to the Tennocon tie-in sites we covered earlier. But what's this down at the bottom? Cracking encrypted zip files. If we click on this option and wait for our high-speed line to connect to the site, we're taken to a page for a program called Decryptor. Let's go ahead and download that. We'll definitely need it later. This puts Decryptor.app on our desktop, which we'll get back to in a bit. We also have a few buttons on the bottom of the Decryptor page, a boot and recruit. Recruit is a link to the official Warframe Discord, so let's take a look at the boot page. This page is entirely in Leet speak, so I'm going to overlay the normal text so it's easier to follow along.
Wash away deception, reveal the truth below the surface. Welcome to the search, fellow truth seeker. Whatever your reasons and whatever info you hunt, welcome to the Drip Squad. Help us cut through the lies and spread the facts with the power of modern technology. Just remember, the Drip Squad doesn't lie, cheat, or steal, unless someone deserves it. The real Drip Squad solves life's great riddles with brains and not brute force. The journey is the destination, fellow Dripster.
Okay, so this app was developed by some hacking clique called the Drip Squad. That's all for this site, so let's go back to Askloid. If we try to enter our own search, we get an error telling us to check our internet connection. That's odd. How do we have access to the other websites if we have no internet? I guess that's all we can get out of the web browser for now, so let's move on. Next up is the Documents folder, which contains 7 files, 4 images and 3 text documents. The first image, transmission.brush, appears to be the gear shift for a car with a manual transmission. The second image, firmament.brush, shows a rocket ship, a planet, and some stars. The third image, chantenay.brush, is a rather boring drawing of a carrot. The last image, scarlet.brush, is some kind of fish. Okay, what's in the text documents then? Starting with 123.kin, these open in a new program called typeflight.app. Up at the top, we have some options to adjust the justification and capitalization of the text, as well as a spell check. These documents contain several typos, so as I read them, I'm going to say the intended word just for clarity. Let's give 123 here a read.
Anticipation is building as another hot online performance promises to boil over. Fans are as eager as ever to uncover new layers of emotion only truly accessible when you see the superstar group live and in person. This upcoming performance is one you don't want to miss, with hints of an all-new, all-secret song the boys have been cooking up behind the scenes. What surprises does the gang have in store? Why have these beats been hidden from the world until now? The group has been coy about this new tune, refusing to confirm or deny its existence. I guess we'll just have to see the show ourselves to find out.
Okay, so this is some kind of tabloid snippet about On-Lyne's upcoming performance in Hulvania. Let's look at OpenRoad.kin next.
Introducing the latest marvel in engineering, the unstoppable 1999 Mark III from ZeVila. The alluring exterior of a natural predator hides innovative, man-made technology to make this our most unforgettable ride yet. Ask yourself, what other secrets does this sleek beast contain? Whether you're looking to make a statement, or just make it to your next meeting on time, the Mark III refuses to hold back. Like all ZeVila products, this is one experience that demands a writer who can keep up. The 1999 Mark III will meet all your needs. Just make sure you're ready to rise to the challenge.
Looks like this is just another advertisement for the 1999 Mark III Atomicycle. Let's look at what I bet is another ad, Virtues of Pizza.kin.
Pizza is one of the most versatile and celebrated foods across the globe. One of the keys to its popularity lies in its all-encompassing flavors it can offer, from the classics like pepperoni to adventurous toppings like pineapple and jalapeno. Pizza provides something for everyone. Yet the perfect pizza is defined by the harmony between 3 major components: a crisp golden crust, savory tomato sauce, and a melting blanket of gooey cheese. Each element plays a vital role, accented with delicious toppings to elevate each pizza to a mainstay of cuisine for hungry customers, on the go or at the dinner table. Pizza is more than just something to fill your belly, though. Crafting the perfect pie is a form of art to the high-quality chefs like those of us here at Big Bites Pizza. To stay on top, we must also remember that the real secret ingredients are creativity, joy, and even love.
Yeah, so it was just a verbose and flowery advertisement. Honestly, it's working though. I'm gonna have to get a pizza by the end of all this. Alright, that's it for the documents. So let's take a look at... Oh. Access blocked. Okay, well what about... Huh. Access blocked here too. Maybe... Nope, access blocked. Okay, well what about the recycle bin? This opens rubbish.app, and we can see it contains two text files. Welcome.kin and a locked document called 01_Lure.kin. Let's go ahead and restore these. Before we look at what's contained in those text documents, I want to show one last thing. If you select the power button, this happens. I want to point out that, while the PC is coming back on, you can faintly see a reflection. Major Nessie Rusalka, the leader of the Skuldra forces in Holvania. This implies that she's the one using the computer, which is very interesting. Our browser tab has also had its name set to Classified Archive Inflammatory Evidence this entire time, which leads me to believe that this is some kind of Skuldra computer system. It would explain why they have the suspicious correspondence logs. Alright, let's take a look at that file we recovered. Welcome.kin.
Intercepted from an registered PC at DD Test Site 1. Sent on 1999 at 10/18/11.
Congratulations, Mr. or Miss Page. Your email application has been reviewed, and we are thrilled to inform you that you are a perfect fit for Digital Extremes. As one of the premier government-sponsored game developers in the illustrious nation of Holvania, we pride ourselves on employing only the best developers in any particular field. Your new role as junior programmer will provide you with the best possible on-ramp to a sterling new career through our store at Halls. To that end, we would like for you to begin immediately and start work on our brand new and extremely exciting new project that you have no doubt already heard of, War Sector. You will find all pertinent details of your new role, including directions to Digital Extremes' highly advanced and secretive office location, attached to this email. An attendant will be available to help you find your new desk and begin onboarding you for your new role. Welcome to the team. Name here. Gwen Aaron, Senior Head of Human Resources.
Huh, so the original recipient of this message, Mr. or Mrs. Page, was hired to work on War Sector at Digital Extremes. This email is really sketchy, though. The full name of the applicant isn't even listed at the end, and it's especially strange that they'd go straight from application to hiring without an interview. If we try to open Lure.kin, we're prompted to enter a password. Alright, so our best bet from here is to dive into the other things we found with our exploration earlier. Maybe we've overlooked the password somewhere. First, let's take a look at that decryptor program we downloaded earlier. Launching the program, we get an absolutely bangin' theme, along with a logo certifying it as another fine Drip Squad product. We're presented with 4 locks, and we need to click on them in the right order to crack the encryption on the oubliette file. This has to be done purely through trial and error, but fortunately, it's not too hard to figure out the sequence. 2, 1, 4, 3. Once we crack the encryption, we can now extract the files in oubliette.zip to the desktop. This gives us another password-protected file, O2_Cheat.kin. Okay, that's progress, even if it's not the password we're after. Let's go back to yapper.app. Aside from the pizza propaganda, it's obvious that we're supposed to enter something specific in the reply. The solution here is, fortunately, pretty easy, and it's hiding in plain sight. Each of the toppings is capitalized. If we take the first letter of each topping, using a space where the line break is present, we get our answer. Pineapple, duh. After a brief delay, we receive a reply. Password accepted. There is more to learn. Attached is another protected document. O3_Paper.kin. More progress, but we're just getting more files we can't access. What about the settings app? Doesn't seem like there's anything hidden in the wallpapers. What about the screensavers? If we idle for a minute or two, they'll kick in. The first one is just a drippy bouncing around the screen. Doesn't seem like there's much there. The second one is this hyperspace effect, which periodically has a Lisette flyby. Let's try clicking on that Lisette when it appears. This gives us our fourth locked file, 04_Speak.kin. I'm gonna shut off the screensaver now, just so it doesn't get in the way. Seems like all we're doing here is increasing our workload. Let's go back to the Documents folder. It's clear that the .brush files are trying to tell us something, but what exactly that is isn't super clear. Let's look at those text documents again. If we enable the spell check in the TypeFlight program, we can see several words in each document become underlined. Let's pick out those words. To uncover, you, and hidden in 123.kin, secrets, hold, and all in OpenRoad.kin, keys, 3, and must in virtuesofpizza.kin. Okay, if we clean up and rearrange these words, we get a message. To uncover hidden secrets, you must hold all 3 keys. Keys? Like on the keyboard? But what keys are we supposed to hold? The answer to that lies in the brush files. Let's take a look at the first one again, transmission.brush. This drawing shows a stick shift, so its corresponding key must be shift. The next one, firmament.brush, depicts a rocket and planet in outer space, so its key must be space. The third file, chantenay.brush, depicts a caret. This one's a little tricky, but on many keyboard layouts, the 6 keys alternate function is a symbol called the caret. Alright, that's 3 keys, but we still have scarlet.brush. This one is clever. It's a drawing of a fish, and the file name is a shade of red. It's a red herring. It doesn't contribute anything to the solution. Alright, so let's hold shift, space, and 6. A new file, 05_Byte.kin, manifests on the desktop. Okay, so it looks like we've got all the pieces in place, but we still don't have any way to access these files. All of our options seem like they've been exhausted, so maybe the solution isn't inside DEOS itself? Let's head back to the Entrati.com splash page. Nothing stands out at a glance. Let's inspect the page's source code. Now this is interesting. We have ASCII art of some kind of requiem, and if we scroll down a bit, we can see the words time, form, and truth. Maybe that's the password? Nope, doesn't seem to do anything. The requiem drawing is a big hint. Each of these words has a corresponding requiem word. Time is Kra, form is Yahoo, and truth is Zata. Let's try that. Kra, Yahoo, Zata, all one word. Bingo. Looks like this is a reply to Gwen's correspondence from Welcome.kin. Let's give it a read.
Intercepted from unregistered PC at DD test site 1. Sent on 1999 at 15:31:47.
Hi Gwen. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. I'm really excited to start my first day. And so soon, too. Honestly, I couldn't believe I got hired without any interviews. Digital Extreme screening process really must be state-of-the-art. I guess that's what I should expect from the best in the business. I just wanted to check in, though. Are you sure that's the right address for the office? I drove by the other day and the place seems a lot less busy than I expected. But maybe I just have the wrong spot? Let me know whenever you can. Anyway, thanks again for the info and for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I've been trying to break into the industry for a while now, and I'm really excited to work on War Sector. I picked up the latest issue of Prime Gamer Monthly just to watch the new trailer on the demo disc. It looks absolutely awesome. Talk to you soon. Sam Page.
Okay, so it seems we have our Mr. or Mrs. Page now, that being Sam Page. He's the junior programmer hired at Digital Extremes, though it seems like he has his doubts about the legitimacy of his employment situation. Still, his desperation has led him to take the job despite its strange nature. Now, this was the state of the ARG by the end of the day on October 25th. 5 password-protected text files, with only the password for the first one being available. We also had 3 taskbar apps locked, so it seems like they'll be relevant later in the ARG. 3 days later, on October 28th, we'd get a new tweet on the official Warframe account.
Are you extreme enough to handle this mind-melting new experience using state-of-the-art 1999 technology? We'll be the judge of that, maggots.
Attached to this tweet was a link to the Dr. Entrati website, as well as what appeared to be a page about War Sector taken from a gaming magazine. The article reads as follows.
You think we'd just give away all our best secrets? Think again. Only the sharpest minds in the galaxy survive the War Sector. To prove you've got what it takes and gain access to the wildest cheats this side of Seoul, you'll have to decode 6 mind-bending puzzles hidden throughout the game. Each one you unlock comes with a different cheat code for maximum crazy carnage. We combined all of the world's prime gaming minds on words, and together created devious puzzles and secrets. Then we told them, multiply those maggots' brain cells now, by ×9. Don't believe us? We've hidden one right here in the previous paragraph of this manual to get you started. That way you'll be primed and ready to get into the fight faster than you can crawl, maggot.
We can see that the word primed has been circled in the final paragraph, and the numbers 3, 5, and 7 are written above it. 3, 5, and 7 are all prime numbers, so this is definitely hinting at a solution. The final paragraph says that the paragraph above contains the puzzle, so let's start there. Considering the prime numbers hint, let's count out the total number of words in this paragraph, and then highlight every word that falls on a prime number. This reveals a hidden message. Combine all the prime words together and then multiply by 9. So, if we add up all of the prime numbers in this paragraph, we get 160. Multiplying this by 9, we get 1,440. Maybe that's the password for Cheat.kin? Let's give it a shot. Sweet. Looks like we've got another message to Gwen from Sam.
Intercepted from unregistered PC at DD Test Site 1. Sent on 1999 at 12:49:28.
Hey again, Gwen. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to check in since I haven't heard very much from the rest of the team yet. Actually, I haven't really heard from anyone yet. It's a bit of a ghost town here right now. Though I did see a task list waiting for me at my work computer. Really appreciate that. I've had no trouble getting oriented since it's all pretty straightforward stuff. Really straightforward, actually. This must be some of that state-of-the-art development tech mentioned in the promotional material. It sure seems to automate a lot of the process, but I wonder if I could talk to someone about the end results. They seem a little off. And not that I want to rock the boat on my first day or anything. You're probably not the person to ask about this, but I haven't seen anyone else in the office today. I can definitely hear folks walking around and talking, at least I think. Honestly, it's just a little bit spooky. Not that I'm complaining about all the extra desk space. Is the department team on holiday or something, though? I'm probably still getting added to mailing lists, so maybe I just missed a memo. Let me know if there's any update, Sam.
So it looks like Sam has made it to the office, though the oddities of his employment are becoming harder and harder to ignore. Nobody else is around, but he still hears noises with no clear source. His work is suspiciously easy, and he's quickly growing wary of what's going on. That was all the story we could get by the end of day 2, but on October 31st, we'd get another tweet from the Warframe account.
The boys are back to talk lyrics, life, and even a little bit about love.
Attached to this tweet is an image of a newspaper article from an outlet called The Sentinel. The article is titled, Love on the Line with On-Lyne. Let's see what it's got for us.
It's all about passion, DJ Rom hits us, and the boys around him nod. In music or in love, we ask. Hard Drive winks, and then replies, well, you can't have music without love. Swoon. If you've been anywhere on the planet in the past year, you've probably heard Party of Your Lifetime, the unstoppable earworm from heartthrob boy band On-Lyne. It's certainly been playing non-stop here at the Sentinel. So when we got to sit down with the boys themselves, we made sure to ask them all our burning questions. Sorry, fellas, Drillbit smiles, but I'm getting kind of sick of pizza. The other boys boo and playfully give him a shove. The boys share about life on the road for their new tour. It's a lot of takeout, muses DJ Rom. When we're on the move, it's always there for us. Packet insists that tacos beat pizza any day. They're entitled to their opinions, Zeke smirks, a known lover of big bites himself. Hard Drive is the first to jump in when we ask about girls. Dude, who doesn't love girls? They're so rad. Thank you, women, he shouts, flexing a bicep. A picture-perfect shot. We gotta show love to the ladies, no question, Drillbit adds. They keep us inspired. Do any of them have lucky ladies? That's a secret, says DJ Rom. Hard Drive winks. Is that a yes? Who knows? Maybe their next muse will be one of you. All eyes have been on On-Lyne since their first hit, Running Late. Packet tells us he first realized they were famous when he was recognized at the grocery store. I was out buying a Pep-Cola Clear when someone asked me to sign their CD, he shared. I couldn't believe they were starstruck by me. The boys love their fans, but their supercharged rise to fame has taken some getting used to. I'm grateful for all the love, says Zeke, running a hand through his perfectly styled hair, but I kind of miss going outside without dodging camera flashes, you know? The internet is wild, says DJ Rom about On-Lyne's message as a band. The tech is developing every day. There's so many ways to connect, and our music is all about riding that wave. There's a moment of quiet, with nods all around, when Drillbit speaks up. I just want this all to mean something, he concludes with a smile. What we do goes way beyond the tracks, the crowds, the tours. I'm trying to create something that lives on, long after we're gone. Don't worry, boys. We already know you're unforgettable.
Okay, so aside from the information about the On-Lyne boys themselves, what does this article tell us? Well, if we look closely, we can see that several letters are marked with a pink highlighter. A, C, N, P, O, O again, Y, C again, and H. If we rearrange these letters, we get a word, cacophony. Let's see if we can plug that into Paper.kin. Cool. Looks like we've got another email from Sam to Gwen.
Intercepted from an registered PC at DD Test Site 1. Sent on 1999 at 094833.
Gwen, just wanted to check in and make sure everything's okay. The last couple of responses I got seemed like they might be automated or something. I was hoping I could catch you now after the weekend. I even tried knocking on your office door, but it didn't sound like there was a person in there. Maybe a machine or something. Did you end up taking some time off too? There's someone else here. Obviously other people are supposed to be here, even though the place still looks empty, but they won't actually show themselves. I think somebody might have broken into the office. Maybe one of the people who got sick? I definitely saw something down the hallway this morning. I didn't follow them. I'm heading out until I hear back from you, or the authorities, or anybody at all. I really don't mean to just ditch a dream job like this, so please let me know if you get everything sorted out. But this is just too weird. Best, Sam.
It looks like whatever's been lurking around the office has grown bold enough to show itself to Sam, and it definitely isn't human. Any efforts at establishing two-way contact with DE staff have been fruitless, so Sam elects to get out of there and hope that someone gets back to him with a reasonable explanation for what's going on. This is where the new information ends for day 3, but on November 4th we got a new tweet, this one being entirely in Morse code. If we translate the code to text, we get the following message. Resume searching, stop. Follow the white llama, stop. This message holds the key, stop. This message holds the key? Well, this tweet doesn't have any attached image, so this must mean that we need to do something back in DEOS. Resume searching. That must be a reference to the Askloid search engine in Kinematic On-Lyne. Follow the white llama. This is a clear reference to Alice in Wonderland, so maybe we need to search for the word llama? Okay, so this takes us to a new website for a program called Llama Kicker. Its description reads,
Welcome to the best music player this side of Seoul. With tunes so whippin', they'll leave a crack on Lua.
Let's go ahead and download it. This puts llamakicker.app onto our desktop, and if we open it, we find it queued up with Party of Your Lifetime. Oh great, this was just another fancy ad. Opening the track list, it doesn't seem to contain anything else. What was the last thing that tweet said? This message holds the key? Well, the message contained 3 stops, so maybe if we click stop 3 times? There we go, a new track has appeared in the list. It's all backwards, but when reversed, it reads, "You are getting closer now." If we play the track, we're treated to some reverse speech. I'll spare you from having to listen to all of it. Let's record this audio and put it into an external program. Here in Audacity, we can reverse the track to make the words decipherable, and I'm also going to speed it up a bit for brevity. Here's the contents of the message.
45, 6D, 62, 72, 61, 63, 65, 54, 68, 65, 55, 6E. 72. 65. 61. 6C.
Those of you with some background in cryptography or even IT might recognize this combination of numbers and letters as some kind of hexadecimal code. If we convert the hex codes to ASCII, we have our fourth password. Embrace the unreal. Let's go and crack open Speak.kin.
Intercepted from an registered PC at DD Test Site 1. Sent on 1999 at 190817.
Hey dude, this is really urgent, so please read carefully. I'm stuck at work. I don't mean like stuck here late or my Tommy broke down or whatever, I mean I literally cannot leave. Can you maybe come pick me up? Maybe bring a crowbar, like a knife or something. I don't mean to scare you, but I can't get the front door open. That's gotta be a major fire hazard at best, right? Speaking of scaring you, I think someone sick might actually be living here. At worst, I could wind up catching that weird rot from whoever's shuffling around here. Normally I'd just call you, or the authorities, but all the phones here just give a busy signal. Every single one. I'm really hoping this is just one of those new fad prank shows. I didn't read my contract as well as I probably should. Maybe it was actually some kind of weird waiver? Lying to someone about getting a job is in really sick taste, but hey, maybe I'll wind up on TV. Yes, I know you told me so. This place was definitely weird from the start, and I should have listened to you, but you're my best friend. Please, please, please come over here and get me. I just want to go home. Sam.
So it looks like Sam's reaching out to an unknown friend for help because he's stuck at the DE office. These documents have progressively made it clear that the file name Lure for the first document was telling. Gwen, or whatever is pretending to be her, baited the snare for Sam, and now he's hopelessly strung up in its trap. This was as far as we could get for day 4, but on November 7th, we got another tweet. This tweet reads,
"A memory in every bite."
Attached is an image of a crossword puzzle, with the answers being several pizza-related terms. A few of the answers are crossed out, and there's a bunch of doodles strewn about the page, but we still have most of the toppings available to search for. Okay, there's krill. Oh, and climb. There's chill. Ah, here's anima. Not sure why that word's in this search, but there it is. Huh. Weird. I can't seem to find any of the other listed words in the word search. Not only that, but the words that are present seem to form some kind of shape, like an X overlaid with a plus sign. If we look at the end of each spoke of this shape, we can find a letter, and if we read these letters from the top and going clockwise, we get a word. Callback. I bet that's our password. Let's try plugging it into Bite.kin.
Intercepted from an registered PC at DD Test Site 1. Sent on 1999 at 11:21:55.
Someone contacted me. Sent files. Not Gwen. There is no Gwen. Not anymore. Don't know who. Don't even know who I'm talking to now. They asked for help. My help. I'm the one stuck here, damn it. Place was bought out months ago. Shell company. Tried to replace them. Us. Whoever. Doesn't matter. Didn't work. Left some kind of fail-safe. Needs a proactive mind to activate. As opposed to what? Don't know. Doesn't matter. 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 Getting out of here. Someone else can help. Maybe you, I guess. Whatever. I don't care. Help? Help. Or don't. I'll take it with me. I just need to get out of here. We can share it together. The signal.
Looks like Sam's confirmed that someone, or something, has been pretending to be the staff at DE. He's been contacted by some outside force about a failsafe he needs to partake in activating, but he rejects their offer. Based on how different his manner of typing is and the weird repetition, I wonder if maybe Sam himself has gotten sick. At the very end, he mentions a very specific term, the signal. What's the signal? This was originally the dead end for Day 5, but on November 12th, something in DEOS changed. The hardware manager became accessible. It looks like there are 4 drives connected to this computer, but if we try to access any of them, we get an error about them being corrupted. Fortunately, there's a repair button at the bottom that presents us with a command line called commander.app. It says we need to type the command check disk, followed by the drive name and the /r argument. Despite the corruption, each of the drive names are pretty easy to read. Let's fix the first one, Cerulean. If we look in the loading bar, we can see something. Is that a planet? Not just any planet, but it looks like a picture of Earth from the star chart. Interesting. Let's see if we can access the drive now. Nope, access blocked. Alright, let's fix the next drive, Ochre. It looks like Ochre's loading bar contains another planet, this time being Venus. Noted. Can we access this drive? Nope, same authorization error. Alright, now on to the third drive, Vermilion. As expected, we've got another planet, this time seemingly Mars. And again, as expected, we get an authorization error. It seems like whatever we need is on the final drive, but it's completely scrambled. The first 3 drives were hints at how to crack this last one, so let's take stock of what we know. Each drive is named after a color. Cerulean is a shade of blue, Ochre is a type of yellow, and Vermilion is a deep red. Each drive's loading bar also had a planet when being repaired. Earth for Cerulean, Venus for Ochre, and Mars for Vermilion. It seems like each drive is based on the color of its corresponding planet. Earth with blue, Venus with yellow, and Mars with red. So what does this tell us about the last drive? Well, Earth, Venus, and Mars are 3 of the terrestrial planets, those being the rocky innermost planets of the solar system. We are missing one of the terrestrial planets though, Mercury. While Mercury may be brown in Warframe, in real life the planet is a silver color. So we need a fancy word for silver to crack this drive. Fortunately for us, there aren't many of those, which narrows it down. Let's try Argent. Bingo. And wouldn't you know it, a picture of Mercury appears in the loading bar. Let's see if we can access this drive. Huh, so the drive wasn't fully repaired, but we did salvage some files. Let's recover those. Looks like we've got ourselves a 6th password-locked text file, 06_contact.kin. Maybe this was the contact that Sam received? We need another password, but the other 3 drives didn't contain anything. Let's head back to the Warframe Twitter account. This tweet contains only a video, which I'll play now. It seems like this video was probably taken by Sam himself. There's quite a bit going on here, so let's break it down. The first thing I want to point out is that weird tone at the end. If we run the sound through a spectrogram, it vaguely shows an image of a Techrot Galliflex. We also have this paper sign, which reads Techrot in Holvanian, and a folder with a bunch of papers near the end. While much of the text is illegible, the bottom of the page very clearly contains a word. When translated, it reads Firebreak. Let's try that as our password.
Intercepted from unregistered PC at DD Test Site 1. Sent on 1999 at 23:49:28.
How unfortunate. It would appear my firebreak was insufficient to the task of sealing off this unsightly ordeal. Playing with such an invasive organism as if it were common clay. Gauging the limits of its creative ability for the purposes of popular entertainment. Folly. Worse than that, a waste of precious time. As the site now appears able to lure fresh meat into its charnel halls, unintentionally, I might wager, as it mindlessly mimics data long since absorbed, it has become too dangerous to leave to simple quarantine. Even scraps of technology derived from these aborted tests will already be infested. This very source code is now amenable to contagion, wasting even more time. I am working on a solution. If you are reading this, you must remain in contact. Look for a dead drop on the city metro in 1 day's time. I will leave new instructions for you there.
Looks like we've gotten our first direct contact from Entrati himself. He says that the tech rot was experimented with here, but its contagion has outgrown its confinement within the halls of DE's offices. It's been mimicking data from technology it's assimilated and luring in new hosts like Sam, and it's gotten so out of hand that it poses a significant threat. Albrecht tells us to look for a dead drop in the metro in 1 day's time, so we'll have to wait for that. I wonder, though, if the hardware manager works, do the other icons work? Oh, okay, so this opens a program called bandbooster.app. Welcome to dial-up networking. Transform your computer into a gateway to the information superhighway with dial-up networking. Okay, let's try to connect. The line is busy. Guess we're not playing any Counter-Strike after school tonight. This noise is pretty typical for the dial-up internet of the day, but we can find something interesting if we take the sound into a spectrogram analyzer. It looks like there's a message hidden in the tones at the end. Hang up. Like a phone? What phone? I guess that marks a dead end for now. That wraps up day 6 of the ARG, but 1 day later, on November 13th, we received our promised dead drop from Albrecht. This was given to us through another tweet on the Warframe account.
Status update. Service changes are underway due to temporary tech rot obstruction. Please head to citywidemetro.com for more information. Thank you for your patience.
Let's go to that website, citywidemetro.com. This takes us to a new tie-in page on the main Warframe website. Citywide Metro, current service status. It seems that we're looking at the live feed from a train car stranded in the Hulvanian Metro. Across the top of the page, we see a marquee that reads,
Status update. Service rerouted from Miras Avenue Station to Augusta Station until 2 p.m. due to temporary tech rot obstruction.
In the top left, we see a logo with Hulvanian text that, when translated, reads CWMC. It's not too hard to find out what those letters stand for, as if we look at the bottom of the page, we see a footer with the message, This transportation website is owned by Citywide Metro Corporation. That's quite the name for a company. If we look back up at the live feed, we can see a cell phone sitting on one of the train seats. Looks like we found our dead drop. If we click on the phone, we see a home screen with the iconic Entrati eye. Clicking the right arrow, we see Hulvanian text that reads, We are watching. Clicking right one more time, we see an entry in the contact list. The name is blocked out, but we do have a number. Let's try calling it.
Congratulations.
If you are hearing this message, you are now the best hope to thwart an existential threat against your species. I do not have time to care who you are or why you stumbled into this unsavory business, but the messages you have decrypted thus far were left intentionally. This was, you are my failsafe against this old dead-end experiment. The solution is simple, but requires the addition of a signal not found in your reality. Unfortunately, our connection will remain interrupted until you cancel the busy signal. All you need to do is hang it up.
So it seems Ulbricht's left us a message with a pretty clear objective. Hang it up, but we don't really know what or where it is. Okay, so if we got a new page with the citywide Metro Corporation, maybe there are others? Let's go ahead and click Previous down at the bottom. Yeah, so there is a new site, this time for Big Bites Pizza, which looks to be their menu. Near the top, it's got text that reads,
"Call us now for a big bite from one of our signature pies. Available for hot and fresh delivery, straight to your door. Additional charges plus tech raw delivery tax may apply."
The site says that we should call to order today, but there isn't any number listed. If we scroll down, we can read through their various pizza offerings, and wait, what is on the Americana? A baffling combination of flavors no sane mind will understand? How on earth did Big Bites make the Hawaiian worse? Whatever, scrolling down further, we see a banner telling us to ask about Big Bites Keyboard Pizza, saying we can get a free album demo if we pick one up. A little below that we have some options for the pizza. What the hell is keyboard meat? The Kiddo tuna shrimp is described as a valiant attempt at pizza? This establishment is making my stomach turn. Maybe I won't be getting pizza later. A bit further down, we can see some pictures of Big Bites employees on the job, as well as a footer that reads, "This Big Bites pizza website is owned and operated by Enstrom LLC. That's certainly interesting, but it doesn't seem to do much for us. Originally, this is where the new stuff ended for Day 7 of the ARG, but because we're in the future, we can jump seamlessly to Day 8. Let's go back to the Metro website and try clicking Next this time. Oh, this just takes us to the main update page for 1999. There might be something hidden here, but I don't see anything that really stands out. Mostly just promo material and whatnot. Wait, do you hear that? Looks like we found where it is. Now that the phone is on the hook, the line should be free for Band Booster. Let's go back and try to get it working. Oh, that's interesting. The main Dr. Entrati page's eye follows the cursor now. It also looks like a new button has been added. End. This will say log in if you're not signed into the Warframe website, and that's because hanging up the phone is an action that's tied to your account. Originally, this phone was actually in-game behind Arthur, and it had to be hung up there to progress this step. After the full release of 1999, this phone is now forever on the hook, so the ARG phone got moved to the website. Looks like we can't use that end button quite yet though, so let's go fire up Band Booster and try to connect again. Connection successful. You must end where you began. Well, we began on the Entrati.com splash screen, so this must mean the end button has been unlocked. Yep, looks like we can click it now. Okay, now this is really something. We've got a lot of screens all over the place, each with differing imagery. Some have the Entrati eye that follows the cursor, one has a die, another a coffin, a guitar, an ant, a snowflake, some kind of mask. We even have one that takes us back to DEOS, which implies that this might be the physical hardware we've been using to access the ARG up to this point. Beyond that, several of the screens state directly that we must spread the signal. Seems like this is what Albrecht was telling us about in that message. Speaking of Albrecht, it looks like he's also left us another message.
Good. The stage is set, as it were, but the signal must be spread. I will share more details in a manner similarly encoded as my messages up to this point. Once you have the proper order, enter it here. I have secured, appropriately enough, a most viral medium to carry the signal. Yet you will need to work in tandem to boost its reach. Find as many like-minded individuals as you can to enter the code. Do not fail.
Okay, so we have to do something on this website to spread the signal. But what? If we look in the middle, we have a large screen that says compiling with a load bar jumping around wildly. Next to it is another screen that says input genetic sequence, followed by 6 text fields. The genetic sequence for what? Or maybe who? We have 6 fields to enter them into here, so that must have something to do with the hex, right? I mean, they do have 6 members. Let's go back to their webpage. Okay, yeah, the gray bricks have changed. Now they're colored bricks, being red, blue, yellow, and green. Each character has a unique combination of these blocks, and I'll go ahead and show them all on screen now. So we know these must be tied to the genetic sequence input that was locked behind the end screen, but how do we convert these blocks into information we can enter? Well, for the original players of the ARG, this was as far as they could get on day 8, which was November 14th. The next day, November 15th, would mark the beginning of day 9, which brought about a very important change. If we head back to the Big Bites Pizza website, we'll notice that we actually have a number to call now. Let's go ahead and type that into the phone that's in the subway. Is that the Pizza Time theme from Spider-Man 2? Okay, did anything change back on the Big Bites site? Doesn't seem like... Wait, there's something peeking out from behind this picture. If we click on it, we... can throw tomatoes? Each time we click, we lob a juicy red one right onto the website. Take that, Americana. If we toss the tomatoes around a bit, we'll soon find that their insides reveal a secret. A molecule is on the pizza slice. This molecule is guanine, which is one of the 4 nucleotides that make up DNA and RNA. So this is definitely part of the genetic sequence puzzle. Considering the red color of the tomatoes that revealed it, does that mean the red blocks stand for guanine? Let's go ahead and mark that down on the genetic sequences. Alright, 1 down, 3 to go. This was the end of Day 9's new information, but November 18th brought with it another change. Considering that the tie-in sites are relevant again, let's take a look at the On-Lyne fan page. Well, there are links at the bottom for streaming Party of Your Lifetime, but other than that, it doesn't seem like anything's... That scared the shit out of me. Huh, it seems like each band member has a chord that's unique to their card. What if we try to play these cards like the chorus of Party of Your Lifetime? Wicked. Looks like we've got a 6th card now, showing a musical chord against a blue background. If we click the card, it flips over, though it seems to be blank, other than another Requiem drawing. Is that Reese? Well, Reese means light, so this must be hinting at something involving light. Let's take this card into an image editor and start messing with the light levels. When run through an edge detection filter, we can very faintly see another molecule on the back of this card. Adenine, another nucleotide. Considering that the front of this card showed a blue background, that must mean blue is the color for adenine. Let's go ahead and add that to our known information regarding the genetic sequence. Alright, 2 down, 2 to go. That's a wrap for day 10, so let's fast forward to November 21st. Back on the citywide Metro site, a comic book has been added to the floor of the train car. Clicking on it takes you to the 1999 Hex Prelude comic, which is a great read. Going back to the main page, we can also see a new button has been added. Report a dangerous sighting. The top of this page reads,
Your safety is our priority. It takes a village to keep you secure, healthy, and monitored. That's why we need your help to surveil your fellow passengers closely and tirelessly for any potentially dangerous signs or behavior. Remember, this is for your own good.
Below this, several previous user reports are present. Let's read through them now. 053. Someone was kidnapped from one of the train cars. 057. Suspect wearing a hat was in the car where the purse went missing. 103. Suspect wearing sunglasses set off an explosion. 108. Suspect wearing a jacket was carrying a bat. 203. Watch was lost in the car next to the one where the violin was lost. 353. Watch went missing in the car with the knife-carrying suspect. 379. 30-passenger car is where the collision happened. 413. Suitcase went missing from the car with 25 people. 459. Suspect carrying a gun was in the center car. 522. Suspect wearing a turtleneck was in the first car. 532. Car with 38 people was next to the car where the robbery occurred. 6. Car that was vandalized was next to the one with 25 passengers. 606. Suspect carrying a sword was in the car with 19 passengers. 653. Suspect wearing a tie was in the car with 21 passengers. 701. Suspect wearing a turtleneck was in the car next to the one where the phone went missing. 851. Car with 38 people was next to the one with the suspect carrying a broken bottle. Below all of these user reports, we have a form with 5 train cars. Each car has 5 fields tied to it. Number of passengers, type of incident, what the suspect was wearing, what the suspect was holding, and a lost item. First and foremost, holy shit does this metro seem unsafe. Now then, this is easily the most complicated step of the entire ARG, and it took a monumental amount of effort to originally solve. I'm going to do my best to explain it here, but know that this is a very complicated logic puzzle that really did take a village to figure out. So then, this puzzle is a variation of what's called the zebra puzzle. Essentially, we're given the bare minimum amount of information, and our goal is to put the pieces in place and logically deduce where the remaining items have to go. So, what do we know for sure? Well, up front, we know the suspect was wearing a turtleneck in car 1, and we know that the gun was in car 3. We also know that the phone went missing in the car next to the turtleneck suspect, which leaves only car 2 for the phone. We also know that the watch and violin items are next to each other, meaning neither of them can be in car 1. This leaves only the suitcase or the purse, but we know that the purse car suspect was wearing a hat, so that means it has to be the suitcase. Because we know that the suitcase went missing from a car with 25 people, we can also set that as car 1's number of passengers. The vandalism was said to have happened in the car next to the one with 25 people, which means the crime for car 2 must be vandalism. We're already making good progress on car 1, so let's try to narrow down the weapon. The gun is already in car 3, so we can scratch that off the list. The sword is in the car with 19 people, so it can't be that. The bat-wielding suspect was wearing a jacket, so it can't be that either. The knife is in the same car as the watch, and that's also not in car 1, so by process of elimination, it has to be the broken bottle. The last incident report tells us the car with 38 people is the car next to the one with the broken bottle, so that must mean car 2 has 38 people. Okay, so this next part of the puzzle was originally kind of confusing. At first, we were told the car with 38 people was in front of the car where the robbery occurred, but as the puzzle develops, we'll find that's not compatible with the rest of the logic. Despite the fact that it seems like the robbery should go in car 3, it actually goes in car 1, which is in front of car 2. Not sure why they decided to word it like that, but it seems like nowadays the ARG has reworded it to say next to. Alright, now we're on to the hardest part of the puzzle. We have 3 weapons left: the bat, the sword, and the knife. The bat can't be in 3 or 1 because they already have weapons in them. We also know the sword can't be in 2 because it's in the car with 19 people, and the knife can't be in 2 because it's paired with the watch. We know the watch is next to the violin, so that means the knife is also next to the violin. As such, the bat can't be in car 4 or 5 either, meaning that it has to go in car 2. We also know that the suspect wielding the bat was wearing a jacket, so we can mark that down for car 2 as well. Okay, moving on from here is complicated. Our only real option is to put together combinations and see if they conflict with what information we know to be true. Let's start by putting the violin in car 3. This means that the watch must be in car 4, which means the knife is in car 4 as well. This would leave the purse as the item for car 5, and the sword as the weapon for car 5. If the purse is in 5, we know the suspect must have been wearing a hat. If the suspect has a sword in car 5, that also means the car must contain 19 people. We know that the explosion was caused by the person wearing sunglasses, so that can't happen in car 5. We also know that the collision happened in the car with 30 people, so 5 has to be the kidnapping. Here we arrive at a problem though. If we pursue this line of reasoning, then no combination of the remaining variables work in cars 3 and 4. We'll run into some logical problem that will contradict the information we know. So why did I tell you all of this? Well, because it confirms for us that the purse cannot be in car 5, which means that it has to be in car 3, as that's the only way the watch and violin can stay close to each other. So then, if the purse is in car 3, that means the hat must also be in car 3. If we leave the watch and knife in 4, that means the violin goes in 5, and because all of the weapons are filled in, that means the sword must also go in 5 by process of elimination. Because the sword is in 5, that means that it's also the car with 19 people. So we have the items and weapons filled out. What's next? Well, we know the tie is in the car with 21 people. That can't be car 3 because it has the hat, and it can't be car 5 because it has 19 people, so that means the tie is in car 4, which also means that car 4 contains 21 people. That leaves 30 people for car 3 by process of elimination, and we know that 30 people were in the car with the collision. This means that car 4 must contain kidnapping by process of elimination, because we know the sunglasses and explosion are paired, and car 4 already contains the tie. This then follows that the sunglasses and explosion must be in car 5, which completes the puzzle. Let's go ahead and click submit. Thank God we're through that. Big thank you to everyone in ARG and the Warframe Discord who left explanations as to how the solution was found. I don't think I would have been able to pull this off without going through a whole bottle of ibuprofen at least. Solving the puzzle takes us to a thank you page, which has the following message.
Thank you for your report. Our team will review your findings shortly. In the meantime, make sure to stay vigilant for future sightings and encourage your friends and family to do the same. Confirmed witnesses may qualify for a reward and/or subsequent interrogation depending on the quality of information presented.
On the right-hand side, we see a yellow hazard sign reading,
Mind the gap. Watch for yellow safety markers that indicate hazardous areas.
Beneath this warning, we find an ad for an online clinic called NetMD. Would you look at that? Their mascot is a molecule, this time being cytosine, our third nucleotide. We were told pretty explicitly to watch for yellow by the warning up above, so that must mean that cytosine is connected with the color yellow. Let's go ahead and add that to the information we know. Alright, that leaves just one nucleotide left, but it's a bit tricky. You see, this final nucleotide for green could be either thymine, which is in DNA, or uracil, which is in RNA. While thymine is very likely the correct answer, we don't know that for certain quite yet. Also, real quick, I want to address a question you might have. How did we determine to leave the knife and watch in car 4? Couldn't we have just as easily put them in car 5? The funny thing is that, yes actually, you can do that, and none of the logic is disobeyed if you do so. Thing is, only the combination we entered earlier actually works, with this one giving us the same error as any other incorrect combo. HTCP-CP error, 418. Incorrect signal, please try again. The Metro System incident marked the end of Day 11's new information, but on November 25th, we received our final site update for the genetic sequence. We haven't done anything with the ZeVila Motor Company page in a while. Let's go there. Looks like we've got a new site section called Detailing. Let's see what it's got for us.
Detailing. Blaze your own trail with hot new Atomocycle decals at any licensed ZeVila dealership. Inspire that style with some other classic designs made to order for other satisfied ZeVila customers. Make it your own. Make it ZeVila.
Such prosaic stylism. Potential moral enhancer.
The Beast. A snarling fusion of cold, hard steel and bestial spirit. The Artist. Bold as a brushstroke and faster than a photo finish. The Glow. Showcase the power deep inside you, an inner strength you'll find in time of need. Atomocycles for commercial solutions. Need to be on the scene as fast as can be? ZeVila is here to help. Whether you're picking up, delivering, or looking for a unique kind of company vehicle, make a statement for the ages with the very best in Atomocycle technology.
Oh hey, we've got a section where you can book an appointment with a designer. Create the bike of your dreams and everyone's envy alongside our custom design team. Choose from dozens of different styles or bring your own to any licensed dealership for review. Sounds cool? Who can we book this with? Looks like we've got a lot of designers. Let's do Goji. Huh. That one doesn't work. None of these seem to work, actually. Some of these names are kinda weird, too. Pan? Spock, Rock, and Ock. Mr. Rogers? Okay, what happens if I do that one? What the? A Lemon Demon video? This isn't something I'm adding into my coverage as a meme. This is a real Easter egg in the ARG. Okay, let's go back to the ZeVila site. If we go ahead and scroll down, we've got one more section to read.
Repair and refinish. If you need a tune-up or a touch-up, our experts are on standby with signature ZeVila speed to make your steed shine once again. No repair is too big or too small for our dedicated engineers to send you back out onto the streets before you can blink. Refer to warranty information for valid terms and conditions.
Okay, so that's all fine and good, but where's our nucleotide? Wait, Ulbricht's sticky note for the detailing section has something new. A little arrow. Clicking on this arrow flips the note around, revealing what looks like a fragment of a QR code. If we click in the same place on the other sticky notes on the page, they can all be flipped over now too, revealing more pieces of the QR code as well as a hand-drawn Zata Requiem. Let's gather all of these up and use the scroll wheel to rotate them as needed so that we can complete the QR code. I'm gonna fast forward this because it took me a while. Some of the notes are also redundant, which is some sinister shit. If we scan the completed QR code, it takes us to a new page showing the chemical structure for thymine. The green background makes it pretty obvious that our final nucleotide is paired with our final color. Let's go ahead and update the genetic codes. We now have our final sequence for each character, so all we need to do is enter them into the end page, right? Well, I'll save you the time. No combination of these works when entered into the page. It seems like we're missing something. Let's go back to the Warframe Twitter account. Looks like we've got a new tweet, this time containing a bunch of emojis and numbers. An image is attached showing a lock-in key, so this must be what we're looking for. The Warframe account replied to this tweet, saying, "Ever get the feeling you've overlooked something? Maybe the key is staring you right in the face." Okay, so the emojis each seem to correspond to one of the pages where we found a nucleotide. Pizza for Big Bytes, a train for the Metro system, a music note for the On-Lyne Fansite, and a motorcycle for ZeVila Motors. Each site gets an arrow pointing either right or left, followed by a number. This tweet is telling us that we need to shift the letter of each nucleotide in the alphabet, with the arrow telling us the direction and the number telling us the amount of spaces to move. Using this system, that makes the G from guanine become L, the C from cytosine becomes O, the A from adenine becomes H, and the T from thymine becomes K. Each nucleotide now corresponds to a letter in the word loc, which is the Requiem word for void. Okay, so we have all of our nucleotides voidified, but how do we know what order we need to enter them into the site? Well, the community originally discovered this by brute force, so all you can really do now is guess. There might be some rationale to this, but I haven't found a clear pattern, and it's entirely possible that the step that was supposed to tell us the order was cut because we didn't end up needing it. Drippy did tell the folks in ARG the following, which seems like a hint, but it never really became relevant. I'll save you the guesswork, though. The correct order is Aoi, Amir, Eleanor, Letty, Quincy, and Arthur. Once this has been entered and submitted, the screen changes to another message from Ulbricht.
Excellent. Your efforts are added to the signal. We need many voices. However, and I know just a carrot to entice more to join the chorus. In the meanwhile, here is a small token of gratitude.
The code underneath Ulbricht's message can be redeemed in-game, giving you an online poster decoration. The main screen in the center of the page also changes to compiling, which slowly loads. Once the loading is complete, it'll show a button labeled Deploy Antivirus. This was originally a countdown to Devstream 183, but because we're in the future, we don't need to wait for that. The screen up in the top left is also changed to a program called SquadLife.app, featuring a picture of Drippy.
To honor the squad, a totally awesome Drip Squad emblem to go with your online display, launching with Warframe 1999.
Thanks, Drippy, you're a real one. So then, let's go ahead and fire up Norton. This opens a new browser tab to On-Lyne's second song, The Great Despair. This track being uploaded was actually the ultimate reward for the ARG's completion, according to Rebecca on Devstream 183. That's cool, but being in the future means I've heard it plenty, so we can close that. Wait, what? Now, while the Great Despair was the ARG's main reward, we aren't quite done with it yet. If we go back to the On-Lyne Fansite now, we can see that the Great Despair has been added, which is cool. If we go back to DEOS, we can also find that the final taskbar icon is working, opening a program called Access.app.
In shadows I weave my stories tight. Clever trickster, my words are my bite. Master of webs, on my work you depend. Both foe and friend, one more riddle for the end. You seek access? Say my name.
The solution to this one is pretty different. The imagery of spiders and tricksters hints at a figure in African folklore, an arachnid deity named Anansi. Let's enter that as the password. We're treated to the banger from Decryptor, along with the credits for those who worked on the ARG, and a sweet little thank you to those who played. A nice bow to wrap up this absolutely wild ride. So, that's it for Seek the Signal, one of the coolest things that's ever come out of Warframe. It really goes to show the incredible amount of world building that went into Ulvania's creation, and I hope that this video can help more people than ever appreciate that. So then, now that we're through it all, let's do a quick recap. We start with the suspicious correspondence logs, which are pulled from a chat room during the early days of the outbreak. We see the tech rot start to spread, the Skaldra tighten their grip around the citizenry, and Owie contacting the members of the group to help them. Moving through to DEOS, the logs tell the story of Sam Page, a junior developer who's down on his luck. The tech rot seems to have taken over DE, and it's using the data it's assimilated to lure in victims like Sam. Page finds the job stranger and stranger until he breaks and tries to leave, but he quickly realizes that he can't. Entrati tries to contact him to contain the outbreak at DE, but Sam is too far gone at that point. That's where we come in, collecting Albrecht's dead drop and following the clues left across the tie-in sites to piece together the genetic sequence of each protoframe and upload it as part of the signal. Considering the ending though, it's questionable if we were really doing Albrecht's bidding, or if we've been a pawn of the indifference this entire time. There's also the whole thing with Rusalka's reflection when you shut off the PC. Is that just a little Easter egg, or does it imply that she's the one who went through all of this in canon? Maybe this is how she was corrupted by the man in the wall, through the signal. It's kind of hard to say for sure, but it's incredibly interesting. We also don't have any closure on who Spark is, but I guess that'll have to remain a mystery. Now, before we close the curtains on this video, I need to thank the people who helped bring it to life. I want to give another huge thank you to Grey Archon over on the Oricon Archive for his cataloging of this ARG. All of the dates and resources he linked were instrumental in this video's creation. I also want to thank Orpheus Deluxe for his document, as well as the document's contributors: Archon Lock, Mordeath, Vuthacrawl, Craft26, Lord Raven 7X, Impulse, Kasky, Oblivion, and Kaiju Durgan. Huge props to everyone on the official Warframe Discord and ARG Rakata who contributed to solving this ARG as well. I went through the steps pretty quick for pacing in this video, but I could not have solved this by myself, and if these folks never figured it out, then I wouldn't have either. I also want to thank Fallowsworn and Brendonator X on the forums for their translations of the Hulvanian language. As you probably noticed, several fellow content creators and friends of the channel lent their voice talents to aid in the immersion of this video. As such, I want to thank and credit them all here. Biff the Bear as Odyssey, Kai as Deadboy, Suckmutt as Socket, Sabuchi as Mothership, Seijin Khan as Saberwolf, Taru as Owie, Ring Around Me as Rebecca, Sci-Fi Freak as Albrecht, and Ismay0214 as Gwen. Every other voice role was played by me, unfortunately. All of their channels and whatnot can be found in the description, and I highly encourage you to check them all out. Beyond all of that, I want to thank DE for putting together such a phenomenal experience, and I want to thank you for making it to the end of this video. This has been a lengthy one, so if you've made it this far, give me a chalky chair in the comments to let me know that you were in it for the long haul. I also want to give a massive thanks to all of my channel members. This video wouldn't exist without your support. Do please comment with your thoughts, and let me know if you'd like videos covering the Zeramin and Fortuna ARGs as well. They aren't nearly as well preserved as this one, but I think their stories are still absolutely worth telling. Like and sub if you enjoyed, dislike if you want me to experience the 10 plagues of Egypt firsthand, and join the Discord if you want an instant migraine. Thank you so much again for watching. Another huge thanks to everyone who made this video happen, and I'll see you all next time when I send my Atomicycle into a family of 4. What the fuck?